Hey guys, welcome back, and we're really excited about this announcement from iiRcade today. They announced that there's going to be a partnership with Sega that includes new titles. This is on top of the additional 200 games that are going to be available at launch. We're going to go through the titles, tell you about what we're excited about, and what this means for iiRcade in the future. So, Ralph, you got to tell me about these titles.
Yeah, man, it's pretty exciting. So I have some favorites. We'll go through the favorites first. So these are 7 games, like you said, Sega arcade titles. I verified that with iiRcade. They're arcade ROMs. They're not console versions. So I'll start from the top here. Alien Storm is one of those games. So Alien Storm will be available from Sega. You're also gonna get eSWAT, which is sometimes called Cyber Police eSWAT. That's the full name of the game. I don't know. Everyone seems to call it eSWAT. Another, kind of side-scrolling good game. Then Space Harrier. So Space Harrier is one of those ones where I played it a lot on Sega Genesis as a kid.
Right.
But I remember convincing myself that it was graphically as good as the arcade one, which was superior in its time. So that's cool that they're using the arcade ROM there. And then there's 4 other ones that are included there. So there's Shadow Dancer, Congo Bongo, Crackdown, and Bonanza Bros. So it's pretty cool to have 7 arcade Sega titles, don't you think?
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I think we got to remind people.
Thing.
We got to remind people that iiRcade is a Kickstarter that you can purchase, and it's going to come with some games packed into it. But what's also cool is you can buy some additional games, add on the ones that you like, and these are legally licensed. And this partnership with Sega that's a huge partnership to get with. Not a lot of people have that partnership with Sega. And so these are cool games. These are a lot of fun games that we remember from the childhood, both playing on the console or in the arcade, like you said. But, this also means, could they get more games from Sega? Like, if Sega makes some money off of iiRcade selling these add-on games, maybe they would be interested in doing even more games. What other games, Ralph, do you think would be?
They might. And the cool thing is iiRcade's sort of going in a direction that we haven't seen these other like home arcade, multicade companies go in. Like they've kind of ported some Android games to the device, which actually end up being really fun on an arcade system. Like I played some of them with arcade controls just to kind of feel it out. And they're really fun. Like some of them are available on Steam and stuff like that. So I like that. It's going outside of the box a bit and probably appealing to not only, games like this is going to appeal to the retro arcade guy. And then those ones that are pushing the limits appeal to a different audience. So it's kind of cool to have a single product appeal to multiple generations. But it kind of got me wondering, like, could they go down the Sega Megatech route? Like offer games that were kind of consoles. They were console games, but they were available on the Megatech unit. Like, Moonwalker, Moonwalker, the Sega version, the Sega Genesis version, Sonic. You've got Streets of Rage, right? We saw Arcade 1-Up potentially, kind of float the idea of a Streets of Rage cabinet early on. So that could be kind of cool. And the thing I like about it, Justin, the most is that it's a la carte. So these aren't included in the 10 games you get. So you may just be a fan of Space Harrier, so just buy that one. I like the idea that I can pick and choose what I want, but I also love the fact that they have this partnership. Because like you said, it means there's so many other arcade games that they could maybe agree on that Sega would want to offer. And then now iiRcade has even a more, feature-rich offering of Sega titles. So I think it's a win-win to me all around. And this is worthy of a news. This is a worthy press release that we needed to cover because Sega is such a huge, iconic name, and they have great arcade and console games. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think another interesting thing, going back to the console titles, we scoffed a little bit when At Games Legends Ultimate announced 350 games, and there was a whole bunch of console games included in that. But what makes this different is so far we're seeing some of the titles that come out. First of all, the games are a lot of fun, and the other speculation of like, oh, what if they add more Sega titles, and maybe some of those Sega titles end up being like console games, and you're like, oh man, why would you have console games like on an arcade? But what's cool is you'd pay like $2 for them. So it'd kind of be like, well, if people buy it, then they obviously want it. That would be enjoyable. So having the option to do that, I think is a really cool thing. It opens up a lot of possibilities.
I think so too.
I'm getting pretty excited about it. So we should talk about, we'll put a link in the description to the Kickstarter if you don't know about it. They've sold a lot so far, so we're pretty encouraged by that. And I don't know, I think we're time for final thoughts, Ralph. What do you think?
Yeah, final thoughts time. I think honestly this is a cool announcement. We all love Sega from our childhood. They had great arcade games. I mean, they were known for their arcade games. Amazing arcade games. So even though this is only 7, I'm thinking this isn't all we've seen here. They're going to probably put it, maybe they'll do the 7 as a trial run and then they'll see, hey, look, these are selling well on your store. We would like to offer more games to you guys. Are you interested in these? Or maybe iiRcade goes and says we would love these, and see how it goes. But there's so many titles. So this is one of those win-win ones, Justin. I don't know. Like they had, Dragon's Lair. It's one of those games where you either love it or you hate it.
Like I'm more excited about this than the Dragon's Lair.
Too.
Like this is
Way
super
more.
exciting. So congratulations to the people over at iiRcade for doing that. I think that's it, and that's all. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Take care, guys.